Kate's in the kitchen, and you're invited too. I'm Kate, and this is my kitchen. I talked about not overdoing it for yourself for these big parties so you can have some fun too. So you may want to make semi-homemade. So I'm going to make some baked beans, and I'm using my favorite brand of canned beans. And I've got some molasses for sweetness. I've got about a half a cup of diced onion, 4 strips of bacon which I diced up, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and about a tablespoon or 1 clove of minced garlic. So the first thing we're going to do is cook the bacon to render out that fat. I've got the 4 strips of bacon diced, and I'm putting them into a cold pan, turning that heat on, and I'm going to fry these until they're crisp, then drain them. While the bacon's cooking, let's talk about options. Instead of ketchup, you could put in barbecue sauce. You could add some cumin and chili powder if you wanted to make these beans more of a Southwest flavor. Some people will add chopped bell pepper. So there's a lot of things you can do with these. You can also use white beans or black beans or whatever you want. Black beans with barbecue flavor in them are really delicious. The bacon's looking nice and crisp. I'm going to remove it from the pan with a slotted spoon because I want to leave that bacon fat behind. To that bacon fat, which is still quite hot, I'm going to add my onion. Give that a saute until they're a little soft. Back to talking about adaptations of this. You can add a little smoked paprika if you want to give these beans a little more smoky flavor. Some people will put celery in. There's a lot of things you can do with this. My onions are getting nice and soft. I turn the heat down a little bit. I'm going to add my garlic and saute that for about a minute. I'm going to mix these beans right in the crock pot. Nice thing about doing beans is in a crock pot is you can do them well ahead of time and just kind of make it and forget it. All right, so I've got my beans. I've got my onions and garlic. I'm going to add a little bit of molasses, maybe a tablespoonish. I've got my ketchup. And my mustard. I like the mustard because it's a little tangy and it's got a little bite because it's Dijon. If you don't have Dijon or you don't like it, you can substitute any mustard you want. I'm actually going to give just a couple dashes of hot sauce in there and some black pepper. You do not need to add any salt. There's plenty of salt in the bacon and there's salt in the canned beans as well. Now I just made a small batch of this because there's only 4 of us for dinner tonight. But you can make this in a great big batch, 4 or 5 cans. In fact, you can buy gallon cans of these at your local box store. Got that all mixed up, and now I'm just going to plug in my crock pot and let them sit and cook for several hours. You might be asking yourself, what did she do with the bacon? I didn't just fry the bacon to get the bacon fat. I've got this nice crisp bacon. And rather than put it in with the baked beans, I'm going to put it on top at the very end before I serve, so you've got a nice crispy topping. You could also use some French fried onions.